Boxing truth here. Post-fight thoughts of the Terence Crawford Viktor Postol fight. Now, what a boring ass fight. I'm very glad I didn't pay for this trash. Good luck to Top Rank for selling another Bud Crawford pay-per-view, as Crawford, he stunk the joint out. He literally ran for about 11 rounds of the fight. And the Crawford fanboys are gonna be amped up. They're gonna feel smart because they picked him and shit. They're gonna say it was a virtuoso performance. It was a dominating performance. It was sensational. But what the fuck were you guys watching? What was sensational about that? Crawford outstunk Postol. That's what he did. He ran for 11 rounds, barely landed any punches in the fight. He had a good fifth round where he scored one legitimate knockdown, but take that away, what the hell else happened in the fight? I mean, how many really good shots were landed in the fight? Now, I was surprised that Crawford was on his bicycle. I didn't think he was going to be on his bicycle for pretty much the majority of the fight. I thought he was going to engage. I thought he was going to try to close the distance. It was smart in making Postol chase him because it took away Postol's jab. I give him credit for that. But it just made the fight dreadful to watch. Just not an entertaining fight. Postol couldn't deal with Crawford's movement. And between the two, both guys landed very few punches on each other. I mean, that's why I don't consider it a dominant performance. Honestly, I saw a close fight. I gave it to Crawford because of the knockdowns. And there was a bullshit point deduction in the 11th round. I felt Postol was winning. He was landing some good shots. He was getting more aggressive. And freaking Tony Weeks took a point away because of a rabbit punch, even though there was no prior warning before it. Well, I was watching this fight on the radio. I didn't hear a prior warning, but y'all let me know. But pretty much once the two knockdowns occurred in the point deduction, Postol had no chance to win this fight. Look at the judges' scorecard. 118-106, 118-107. Get the fuck out of here, man. It just makes me feel like Bob Arum told Crawford before the fight, just stay away. Make sure Crawford don't knock you out, and you'll get the decision. That's what happened, man. Those were bullshit scores. It wasn't that type of fight. I mean, there were rounds in that fight where either guy landed any punches. The first round was a swing round. The second round, not much happened. Then Postol had a very good round in round number 3. And then Crawford had a solid round in round number 4. And then Crawford had the big round in round 5, and that pretty much put Postol in a huge hole. And he couldn't land his jab. He had to deal with Crawford running around the ring for 11 rounds. It wasn't a good performance in my opinion. I mean, he surprised me with his movement. He's quick. But he didn't do much offensively, man. I mean, he had a good fifth round, but that was it. There was just nothing impressive about Crawford's performance. Honestly, he lost some fans tonight with this performance. He fought like a bitch. I mean, he had a threat in front of him, so he felt he had to just win tonight, not even look good. But I'm sorry, man. You got to look good in these type of events. You got to wow some fans. You got to do something sensational. You got to do something impressive. Now, the Crawford fanboys are going to be dick riding. They're going to say it was sensational, virtuoso. But I wasn't impressed, man. It was a stinker. He outstunk Postol. Postol pretty much lost the fight from the two knockdowns and the point deduction. He had no chance of getting decision. That's why I picked Postol by knockout. He needed the knockout to win this fight. Congratulations to Crawford for unifying the titles. He's the man at 140 pounds. He won the fight. The knockdowns and the point deduction was just too much for Postol to overcome. I didn't see it as a dominated performance or a one-sided fashion. I saw a guy who limited the damage between both fighters. He limited the damage from Postol, and he also cost himself some opportunities offensively with all that movement. Crawford couldn't really make a statement with the type of movement he was displaying. He couldn't. It was effective in limiting Postol's offense, but it affected Crawford's offenses as well. He couldn't land those big shots. He couldn't land those big counter lefts. They were too far and few between. I mean, how many punches did both guys really land? It was an awkward style matchup for both guys. You saw what you saw. Uh, glad I didn't buy this fight. I mean, it was just disappointing. Not the type of performance that's gonna make fans gonna want to watch Crawford again. I mean, who really wants to watch Manny Pacquiao chase Crawford for 12 rounds? I mean, it is what it is. Crawford won the fight. Congratulations to him. He deserved the decision because of the knockdowns. But I didn't see a dominating performance. I wasn't very impressed. And I wasn't very pleased with all the movement. And not much firepower, not much offensively that was landed in the fight. But I know the Crawford fanboys is going to have a field day. They're going to think it was a virtuoso performance, but nah, I wasn't impressed. I'll still need to see more from Crawford. He definitely deserves the recognition of being the best 140-pound fighter in the world. We'll see what's next for him, but he needs to do something truly sensational in his next fight, or him being a future star or a pay-per-view star. That's not going to happen if he's having these type of performances and he's not really wowing the fans outside the ring as well. So we'll see what the future holds for Terence Crawford, but who's really excited to see him watch if he's gonna fight like that for pretty much 10 or 11 rounds of the fight. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about Crawford's performance. Were you pleased? Were you disappointed? I was disappointed. I expected a much better fight. I thought Crawford was going to be a little more, he was going to be more engaging in the fight. I didn't think he was going to move that much. I mean, it was effective in terms of shutting down Postol's jab, but it pretty much just killed the life out of the fight, and it made it as boring as it was. And I thought it was a close fight, considering neither guy landed many punches in the fight, and there were rounds where Postol's ring generalship, he was chasing, and Crawford was running, not landing much. That's what made the fight close, because of there wasn't much offense to choose between the two outside of the fifth round, where Crawford scored the 2 knockdowns. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about Crawford's performance. Were you impressed? Are you on the bandwagon? Do you think he's a future star? He's definitely the top 140-pounder, but we'll see what's next for Bud Crawford. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.